Attention middle and high school students across America. It's time to make your voice heard. C-SPAN Student Cam Documentary Contest 2025 is here. This is your chance to create a documentary that can inspire change, raise awareness, and make an impact. Your documentary should answer this year's question, your message to the president. What issue is most important to you or your community? Whether you're passionate about politics, the environment, or community stories, Student Cam is your platform to share your message with the world. With $100,000 in prizes, including a grand prize of $5,000, this is your opportunity not only to make an impact, but also be rewarded for your creativity and hard work. Enter your submissions today. Scan the code or visit studentcam.org for all the details on how to enter. The deadline is January 20th, 2025.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Long Beach Broadcast Network with the new coaches show that we have with Coach Kevin Hunt here from Long Beach, head basketball coach. Coach Hunt, good to see you this morning, my friend.
Nice to meet you.
And of course, we want to talk about the upcoming season and give you a little bit of history of the program, a little bit of the scheduling format, what you guys have. Talk to us, Coach, a little bit about what you guys are looking at as a team. You expressed to me earlier about the summer and how you guys had a great summertime.
Yeah, we had a great summer. It's like my goal is to get them ready year 3. And with the summer, I was able to get an extra year because we played about 22 games.
Yeah.
And we didn't play any cupcakes. You know, we played Harrison Central, Gulfport, D'Iberville, we even played Brandon out of Mississippi. You know, it was.
Wow.
And it was an eye-opener for the boys. They were saying, Coach, they are strong. I'm like, that's what you're competing for. That's state championship contender every year. And so you play teams like that, and because you can't simulate it in practice, especially being at the school like I'm at right now, is building culture, getting the talent level up. So, you know, you can have, it's one-sided in practice. So you can't simulate that speed. But when they play against a Brandon and a Gulfport, they get to see, okay, I need to work this much harder. I need to do this. I need to do that, and that way I can I get the buy-in. They say, okay, I see what you're saying, Coach.
Coach, your Louisiana background has really helped you at least build some relationships here. To talk to me about, as far as I know you had spoke with me earlier about scheduling, trying to bring in some teams from outside, at least out of state, not only out of state, but like you mentioned, Brandon and things as such. Just talk to me a little bit about where that's going from here.
Well, right now, I think we're heading in the right direction. We have the Classic coming up, the Friendly City Classic. You know, it's a friendly city, so we call it the Friendly City Classic. And I have scheduled right now, you know, I go with scheduling teams out of state. You know, some teams might back out, but right now I got commitments from Edna Carr, West Jeff, St. Aug. I have Crescent City, defending state champ. So it's building the culture of basketball up on the Gulf Coast. You know, because I want to get every kid to get seen. You know, so if you have good matchups like a Gulfport and Crescent City, that will bring college scouts, and you never know. It could be they might come to see Crescent City and see a Long Beach kid or a Gulfport kid. That's how we get the exposure to the Gulf Coast.
Coach, that's definitely a pretty serious group of teams, as you and I have both coached in Louisiana before, and you know, they have a different setup, a different system, but as far as the exposure to the kids, that's a very important measure. Talk to me so far about the roster. I know you have some sitting out right now because of football, but talk to me about where you guys are at right now.
Right now, like I said, I figure we're ahead of schedule, but I'm not going to really tell until we actually play. You know, because having practice without half my team, like 9 of them play football right now. And so I'm doing a lot of work with maybe 3 to 4 varsity players and the rest of them JV, but it's going to help the JV players out. But my goal is probably about game 5, we'll be hitting our stride, you know, but you know, you got to do it when you're at a school the size of Long Beach. You know, it's not a big school, but we play in Class 6A, which is a big classification, but the number of kids is not like a 7A school where you really don't have to have two-way players that play football, basketball. You have enough kids to do it. So you have to share the kids. You know, I'm just, you know, thankful and grateful that so far everybody made it through the season, no injuries, you know, but that's part of the game too. But I figure about week 5 of the season, we should be hitting our stride. You know, I don't want to hit it too early though, because you know it doesn't matter how you playing at the end, not the beginning. So
that's right, Coach. And not that I'm asking anything about schemes or strategies, but based on your summer performance, do the kids generally know about what type of play they're going to be having during the year?
Well, this year too. And even my 9th graders, incoming freshmen now, I moved them up at the end of last year, so they got an idea of what type of scheme that we do. And basically, it's really not a scheme; it's just play hard. You know, because you know, I was a former player, and the harder you play, the luckier you get. That's what my high school coach used to tell me all the time. The harder you work, the luckier you get. So you have to work hard. You can't go out there and just assume based on my talent or my size, and we don't have the size, so we can't even assume that we're going to beat somebody off size. But talent-wise, I think our skill level compares to any team that we're going to play. It's just the size factor, so we have to work that much harder.
Okay, then let's talk a little bit, not so much scheme, but from the offensive level. What are you guys looking as far as from a shooting perspective, from scoring, from passing? What do you guys look like on the perimeter in the paint?
Well, I'm coming from the Calipari mode. You know, if I can get more threes up than you, I have a better shot at winning because, you know, you have to play to your strengths. And I'm not saying we're the best three-point shooting team out there, but if I can get up 33s a night, if I make 10 or 15 of them, that's a good night. So my thing is the volume. We need more volume. We need to get a shot at the basket every time because if we go down a trip and don't get a shot, then we're at a disadvantage because, like I said, we playing against probably 6'7", 6'8", and my tallest player might be 6'3", if that, and that's a stretch. And we're just gonna get out there. We're gonna be pests on defense. We're pressuring full court. You know, we're gonna do some exotic defenses. You know, because at the end of the day, I gotta do what's best for the team. You know, my ideal team would be man to man, locked down. I don't have to change nothing. I don't have to play zone. But with the size disadvantage, I know I have to scheme them up to help have them have an opportunity to win.
That's great, Coach. As far as everything goes from here, what are you looking forward to this year with the fans, the kids bringing out school? I'm guessing is how are you guys going to work on prepping up this, at least from the school level, from outside of at least from
Long Beach always have good fan support, you know, because like when I used to come down before I got the job, when I first moved here, and I would come to games and just watch, you know, good fan support. It's a little different from the Louisiana, New Orleans area. New Orleans area, you can have a 25-win team and might have 10 people in the stands.
Sure.
You know, so but here, it don't matter. You know, you can have a losing season and the gym is packed. So my thing is, okay, it's packed right now. Let's get a good product on the court, and it's really going to be packed. So we have good fan support, but my goal for the team is make the playoffs. This year is to make the playoffs. You know, every year I go in and win a state title, but I'm being realistic. You know, never know what could happen, but if I can get this young bunch in the playoffs this year, if we can win some games this year, it's going to be hard for teams to beat us going forward.
Sure, absolutely. And as far as that goes, you know, as we've talked about scheduling a roster and team perspective, from yourself, Coach, what you know, if you want to give me a little bit of background about your background, at least from where you played at, where you coached at before, that'll give us a little bit of fresher idea of what we're looking for.
I'm originally from Arkansas, you know, played in Mariana High School, Coach Banks had been there for like 45 years. Actually, my relative, that's what I played for. And after high school, I ended up going to Arkansas State my first 2 years. I was a typical inpatient player. I had a stress fracture my freshman year, so I redshirted. And so my second year was really my freshman year, and wasn't playing as much as I thought I should be playing.
So you think maybe you might have been in transfer portal if you were here nowadays?
I did transfer.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
ended up transferring to Henderson State, and it actually was the best decision I ever made because, I go back. We didn't have NIL back then,
Exactly.
but we had NIL back then. So
Yeah.
it was a situation where I was given a lot. Not just monetarily, I was given a lot as far as classes and all that stuff. And I was a typical young teenager, like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. So I wasn't even worried about getting a degree. I was just worried about playing basketball. And when I transferred to Henderson, I had that same mindset. First day, my professor called and put me on the carpet because I came late. And I wasn't ready for that, and then I realized that, okay, I have to do my schoolwork now. And so I ended up playing at Henderson, had a great career. We won the Gulf South 2 years in a row.
Nice.
And Gulf South was one of the, Division II wise, probably was the best premier conference in the country. Yep. And we had teams like Delta State, Valdosta, West Georgia, and we beat them all.
Wow.
We beat them all. We won it 2 years in a row. We won the regular season 1 year, but we won the tournament both years. And we ended up beating Delta State 3 straight times. They were ranked in the nation, top 5 in the nation. And we went from my first year at Henderson under Coach Bozeman, we was leading the nation in scoring.
Wow.
We were like top 3 in the nation in scoring, but we didn't go anywhere. Coach Chappell come along, Coach Chappell and Coach Moss, we were top 3 in the nation in scoring defense. We win championships.
Wow.
So it was a blessing. And I ended up going to get my master's. I got my master's, and I got my first coaching job after I graduated at Holly Grove High School. We won the district, the region. We ended up losing to the eventual state champs. We lost in overtime. We had to lead. And my first year coaching, someone was telling me to call a timeout. My kid come down, he shoot the ball. We didn't need to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
They tied up, beat us in overtime. And so the school ended up consolidating, so I ended up getting a job at All-Timer. I took over a state championship team program, and the first year we ended up losing in the Final Four to Buffalo Island. We went 25-2 that year. We lost the second game of the season to Marion. Marion was 5A school.
Yep.
4A school. 4A was the highest then, I think. 4A or 5A. It was the
It
highest
was
classification.
5A back then, yeah.
Yeah, so, and I was a 2A school.
Okay.
And so we lost to Marion. We had to leave up 20 on them. So I subbed in, thinking I'm going to let everybody play, and it just snowballed. They took the lead.
That's right.
And so we ended up we didn't lose again. We won 25 straight games.
Wow.
And we lost in the Final Four. And then the next year, after graduating 75% of my scoring, we ended up making it to the state championship game, and we lost to Buffalo Island again. They beat us by 3 in overtime. So I ended up, that school ended up consolidating. So I had to go to another school. So I ended up, Ford City had been trying to get me for the longest. So I ended up being the middle school coach and assistant varsity coach. And my middle school team, we won the conference. Then the football team, the basketball team, we actually were loaded. We were loaded. They had lost in the first round the year before I got there. We had Marcus Britt, Stephon Weaver. Marcus Britt played for the University of Arkansas.
Yes, sir.
And he's actually the coach at Ford City now.
Okay.
Because Coach Lofton, rest in peace, he died a few years ago. So Marcus Britt is actually the head coach there now.
Wow.
So we ended up doing pretty good. We beat Jonesboro twice in the regular season. We beat Peabody that year.
That's a good
And
quality team.
we dropped the game to Helen Cox when they had Greg Monroe.
Wow.
So we were pretty good. We were pretty good, and we ended up losing the state championship game to Jonesboro.
Wow.
So,
Well, Coach, that's an impressive background, and we definitely will look forward to seeing more of you. We look forward to continuing this show throughout the year, and I think we're going to see some impressive, Long Beach basketball this year, and I look forward to working with you on this, and the best of luck to you, Coach.
I appreciate it.
Take care.
Help support Long Beach School District's Bearcat Broadcast Network Student Production Program. Use code 1622 to get $3 off of Rosalie Station's Best Car Wash, regularly $18. with code now only $15, while supporting our BBN students of LBTV, LBMTV, and HMETV. Rosalie Station is located at 96 Jeff Davis Avenue. So get a discount and support your Bearcat Broadcast Network. Again, code 1622. Thank you for supporting your Long Beach Bearcat Broadcast Network. Go Bearcats!